look and listen. Big dog music.
What's going on, YouTube, man? You here with your boy Jonesville Dirty in the Wise One TB.
Yeah, no.
Part 2 of that old winter get up. So we gonna go ahead and break it off with the weather. We gonna try to keep it going with TBUs, some tools that you new drivers or even veteran drivers could use. You know what I'm saying? Some of the weather apps he used.
Yeah, so the following weather apps, they pretty much will keep you out of a jam. You always want to make sure that you utilize these with your trip planning, incorporate them into your trip planning just to know what you can and can't do to keep yourself safe. The first one that I will say is Safe Travel USA. That's not actually an app, more so of a site that you can add to your home page. So that's Safe Travel USA, and what that is, that's the DOT pages for every state. So I mean, if you're in Nebraska and you heading to Wyoming, you can see what it's looking like over there. If it's wintertime, you know, you can see if the highway shut down, the interstate shut down, if they got the chain laws, if it's extra wind or whatnot. That's a real good one to use. Secondly is highway weather. That's also that's an excellent one actually to incorporate into your trip planning, because you can put your starting location as well as your ending, your destination into it. It'll give you the weather reports of where you are, where you're going, and everywhere else in between. Also, this is a no-brainer, but I mean, you know, a lot of people don't know, so I'm gonna say the Weather Channel app too, because it has a real-time radar on it. I use that a multitude of times just to, you know, see if a storm is sitting on top of me, if one's coming, if one's passing, so I can ride in front of it or behind it, but you never want to ride in a storm.
And AccuWeather.
Definitely AccuWeather. Definitely AccuWeather. And that's pretty much the same as the Weather Channel app, with a few more little tools and things that you can make use of like that. One more, well, two more actually that I have, and it's not actually an app or a site, but if you have Roku TV, the Fire Stick, the Google Chromecast or whatnot, it's a station on there called Weather Nation, and you should check that one like faithfully. I'm saying you should make that like church. Before your feet even find the floor, you need to turn that on and just start your day with that, because that's another thing that gives real-time weather reports up to the minute, and it repeats itself. It repeats every section of the country every 20 minutes. So they may do west, then the mountains, then east coast, and then southeast. I'm saying it'll repeat if you missed it or whatnot.
Now, if you got your GPS, you know what I'm saying, you got a hotspot, and it's logged into a hotspot, a lot of them give real-time updates as far as the weather as well. You can change it between wind speeds, precipitation showing in the area. So that's a few of the weather tips that we got.
Oh,
but
one more.
What that?
One more. It's another one called Truck Driver Power. That's a navigation app. So it's kind of like Trucker Path meets highway weather, because you can use it. You can find the actual truck stops on there, as well as you can see the ongoing weather conditions. You can see the wind speed. I mean, it's layered. You can click the button, it'll show you the wind speed, or you know, the wind variations for wherever you're going. Click on another one, it'll show you if it's snow, another if it's ice, another if it's heavy rain, another if it's dust storm, anything like that. Utilize all of these tools. Put them in your tool belt, because you never know when you might need them.
Now we're gonna jump to some of the items that you need, because you know, some of these cats in your side box off top, if you ride an OTR, you need to have chains, cables, or socks. Them need to be in your side box or on a tire rack. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of way you're gonna need to have them on you. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna show you them. We're gonna talk about this little stuff like alcohol. You know what I'm saying? Like me, myself, I keep some old green alcohol off in here. Keep the green alcohol. Roughly, if you put about, I don't know, about yay so much of this here inside your washer fluid, it should keep it from freezing, as well as whenever my brakes lock up, what I do is I pull my brakes and I drop a little bit of it in my glad hands. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol doesn't freeze, so it normally keeps you, it will break it free over time. But if I'm stopping for a 10 and I'm somewhere and it's super cold, sub-freezing, I drop some air in that line. I drop a little bit of this alcohol in my lines. You know what I'm saying? As well as if your brakes do freeze, you know what I'm saying, they need to have a mallet or a hammer. You know what I'm saying? B got his hammer with him. You know what I'm saying? We got we keep a hammer to get under there and knock them brakes loose.
Gotta get your hammer.
You knock your brakes loose and whatnot. And de-icer. De-icers and a torch. But sometimes you go to stick your key in there and it ain't moving. You need to heat that key up, hole open a little bit. So we try to run through, have a little small little torch. You know what I'm saying? One of the little propane ones. I definitely would have one of them on deck or some de-icer. And this right here, this air hose. Now this a high speed one, but you can get an air hose extension. You stick it on your glad hands. This one right here has the actual line. This one right here got the line as well as the gauge on it, which you don't have to have the gauge, but those mornings, because you lose air in the wintertime. Sitting overnight, air pressure drop down while you're doing your pre-trip, you notice that they low. Before you move, go ahead, pump some air in there. You know what I'm saying? That definitely helps, as well as what else we got for them.
Kitty litter.
Salt.
Get that traction. Got to get that traction going. It's a lot of stuff to get stuck in out there in those winter months. You know.
And you need that traction. You definitely need that traction. Especially with over here, with us having super singles. With having super singles, I mean, this ain't like the duals, so you can't just pull out of it and just go. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little bit more traction to get up out of that. Super singles are notorious for slipping on it. So
even if you got somewhere to say store like a little shelf, that'll work too.
Yeah.
You know, to dig you out of some tight spaces, along with that kitty litter or
salt.
Or the salt, yeah. You know, use all three of those in conjunction right there, because that, you know, it's all the difference between you getting stuck and, you know, having to call a wrecker. And
I mean, you being from the north, from the Midwest, you done dealt with snow in a car, but had dealt with it in a truck, so you was in a truck.
And whole different ball game.
And me being from Florida, not really seeing it coming up. A lot of people out there, they nervous about the snow. You know what I'm saying? Some of my tips I use is I'm not riding around with my Jake brakes on. You know what I'm saying? I'm on snow, feel like I'm on ice. I know a lot of people say combine snow and ice, but if it's ice on the road, I'm parking it, period. It ain't no driving on no ice. I ain't slipping and sliding. Shut it down, send a message to your fleet manager or whoever, broker, whatever, let them know, like, hey, I ain't driving, it's ice on the road. But snow, but my fault, snow, but with snow, you know what I'm saying? Snow, I tell you, handle it like the rain. You don't drive with cruise control on in the rain. You don't drive that shit in the snow. That's just the reality of it. I mean, if you take your time, be patient with it. You don't see no spray coming off the tire in front of you on the ground, hey, might be needing time to shut down. It's freezing out here. Matter of fact, if you on the road, if I'm driving on the interstate and I don't see a truck for about 10, 15 miles, they might be thinking a little bit ahead of me, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut down then too, you feel me?
Yeah, that's definitely not a VIP lane. You don't,
nah.
They ain't like, oh, we're gonna let them have the road till they set. Nah, man, it's just something that they saying that you ain't. And another thing too, you heard him, the order that he put it in, he said, shut down, then contact your fleet manager or broker or whatever. I'm saying you don't contact them and try to get their approval for you to shut down and stay safe. They somewhere indoors. You out there on the road. You don't want to seeing all this stuff in real time. shut that joint down, no matter what. I'm talking about nothing in the back of that box is worth your safety.
Or on the flatbed, or in that tanker.
Pop them brakes. If them brakes not popped, then you potentially in some kind of danger. So, you know, you got to get yourself out of it.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep safe during the winter. Keep safe all the time, but during the winter, if you got that fear factor, and I've been driving some years now, so if I got that fear factor, I got that fear factor. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the first snow hit, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. The first 34 hours or so, I'm about nervous of it. But all in all, I handle it with safety and precaution.
I mean, if you're nervous, you know, the paranoid one always lasts a little bit longer.
Yes, sir.
You know, because that means you're looking for more things that, you know, the average person is not. And you're gonna see all the trucks and a lot of four-wheelers in ditches or, you know, on the side of the road because they wasn't paying attention to these obvious signs right there. I'm saying, you know, don't let that be you.
And if you out there and you training, and like I said, I don't care the company. You out there training right now and you going into this winter time, whether it's here at Prime or any company, talk to your trainer, talk to your fleet manager. If you're uncomfortable getting off that truck in that winter, one, for your own safety and the others around you, and two, if you really want to get that money, you might want to stay there a little bit longer to get acclimated to what you're dealing with. Because, I mean, you got somebody there, a second voice of reason to help you get through it. Don't get too anxious just to jump out there to ice skate. So, you got part 2 of the winter. If y'all got any more tips, you know what I'm saying, we gonna tell you to like, subscribe, ring the damn bell, you feel me?
Yes, yeah.
We gonna keep putting out content. If y'all got suggestions, holler at us, let us know. This your boy Jonesville Dirty.
TB.
We are the Unapologetic Instructors. We up out of here, baby.
Yes, Lord.
Learn, look, and listen. Big dog music.